This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Alrighty, there he is. How you doing, man? How you feeling? You feeling like a playoff stud right now?
Well, I'm in health and safety protocols, so I will not be at the game tonight, but I will be covering it from home. Yes, but I'm good. I'm good, Big O. How are you?
Did you get so you have COVID or you were exposed to COVID?
No, I tested positive.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, dude,
Yeah.
it's the inevitable. We're all gonna get it.
My first time.
If I haven't had it already, I will get it at one point or another, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break, bro.
Yeah.
Presidents, vice presidents, prime ministers. These are people that are incredibly exclusive.
Right.
They're getting it, bro.
Yeah.
Okay?
With the amount we travel and all that, it's just I'm surprised it took me this long, honestly.
Yeah.
But hopefully by the end of the week I'll be back. But for now I am in isolation.
Tasting? Can you taste?
Yeah. Just had mild cold symptoms for a few days, but I feel almost normal at this point.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good at least.
Yeah.
Because I feel bad for the people that lose taste because that's gotta suck, bro.
Tough. And some don't get it back. Some don't get it back.
I know. I don't even want to even think.
I can't imagine. I don't know what
I feel terrible for people that have had trouble getting back their taste.
That's awful. That's awful.
That's terrible. Although it would help my fat ass lose weight. But anyway, off to another subject now. All right, so this is the kind of series I got the Heat in 7, my brother, because it's just I think this is one of those series that is just going to be a big ass chess match. And in the end, the team that is the smarter one and wants it more is probably just going to edge the other one out. I see a lot of similarities between the two. The only thing I like over the Heat over them is one that they've had more success than them, so they have more experience having that success. And then the coaching staff is obviously superior and home court advantage. So to me, there are advantages going in for the Miami Heat at least.
Yeah, I think home court is a big one. I know it's cliche to say, but in a series this close, that probably you expect, I think most people expect to go 7 games. Home court's going to matter. I mean, the math says the home team in game 7 usually wins. So I think the Heat win in 7. But would I be surprised if the Celtics win? No, I mean, it's going to be about those games where it's by a possession game in the final minutes. One team makes one more shot than the other, two more shots than the other, gets an offensive rebound, gets a putback. And that's what's going to decide these games. I mean, you look back 2 years even when they played in the conference finals in the bubble. Those games were, I know the Heat won, and I think in 6, I believe. It was closer than you would think. I mean, I think the Celtics outscored the Heat by 1 point in that series if you combine all the scores. You look at that win with Bam blocking the shot at the end that easily could have been a Celtics win if he converts on that basket. This is going to be a very tight series. It's going to be decided in the margins, offensive rebounding, getting a crucial stop, a transition bucket. It's not going to be some game plan that someone puts together. It's going to be one in the trenches in the final minutes who can get that bucket, that last bucket or one more bucket than the other team.
By the way, Miami's online liquor store is Liquor Split. Download the app, iOS or Android. Liquor Split. Get your fast delivery. And you need some extra beer, some wine, some whiskey, some vodka, some chips, salsa, all kinds of stuff. We don't want you drinking and driving. Download the app. Tap that app. We'd love to tap that app. Liquor Split, baby. The VIP lifestyle without the VIP prices and a flat fee of $2.99. All right, so I know Jimmy's going to show up. There's no doubt in my mind that he's going to show up. He always does. He's a money player. Now, the luxury for the Heat is they're so deep, they've had a slew of other players that have stepped up here or there. Who's the two guys that can't afford to have too many off moments in this series, and they must complement Jimmy to help defeat this Celtic team?
I think one for sure is Tyler Hero. This series, it's about shot making because these defenses are so good. You're going to need shot makers to make tough baskets in isolation situations because they play similar to the Heat as far as their defense. Where they switch a lot, put you on a lot of one-on-one type of We have to beat your matchup pretty much to score. Tyler is that type of player that can do that. He's going to have to play better than he's played in the first 2 series. He is, for the Heat to win and get to the finals. The other guy, I think it's Bam probably, just because he's the other star in this team. Does he need to put up 30 points? No. But whenever he gets a smaller guy matched up against him, he needs to be aggressive. He needs to make the Celtics pay for that. One of the ways you beat a switching defense is you slip screens. Bam can do that. So I think Bam and Tyler are going to need to be big. And obviously, if you can get Kyle Lowry back at any point in the series, he'd be very important. I mean, you look back at that game in Boston late in the season, Kyle Lowry played really well. And it's going to hurt not to have him, especially against a defense like this. But I think if Tyler and Bam can play consistently solid offensively in this series, and obviously give you what they give you, Bam gives you what he gives you defensively, I think he'd have a good shot. If Tyler averages 11 points on 32% shooting again, I don't think that he can win this series.
Follow, by the way, Anthony on Twitter at Anthony_Chiang. Catch his work there at the Miami Herald as always, and you can catch him twice a week here all year long with our Liquor Split matchups or Liquor Split Miami Heat and NBA reports here twice a week. So make sure you catch him here and download the app, iOS or Android, Liquor Split. All right, so we look at Kyle Lowry that you just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
He's out for this game, right? It's official. He's out, right?
Yes, official.
Okay. What are you hearing are you hearing anything back there somewhere? What's the deal? Does it look like something that's going to linger much?
Yeah.
And are there any regrets? Are we hearing about any regrets that he doesn't take his conditioning serious? Because the part I don't like to hear is, well, I don't have a lot of soft tissue injuries. It doesn't really happen too much in my career, yada, 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 all that. Well, guess what, dude? It's happening in the worst time of the year, okay? Because I would feel a little better about this team if at least I had him out there running the offense. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Now, I don't feel too bad because, come on, man, Gabe has been just absolutely outstanding.
Yep.
And I just think they have a really nice core around that they can overcome it a little bit. But what are you hearing about Kyle Lowry?
Well, Jimmy said at practice yesterday that Kyle believes he can come back soon. I think the hope is he can come back in this series. Again, with a hamstring, it's tricky. We saw it in the Philly series. They brought him back. He didn't look like himself. He re-aggravated the injury. So I think the Heat are going to be very cautious. He missed 2 weeks last time. If he misses 2 weeks again, that would take him through up until Game 4 of this series. So I think if he comes back, it'll be midway through the series, late in the series. He hasn't practiced yet. He didn't practice Saturday or Sunday. So I don't expect him back like in the near future. I think maybe later in the series there's some optimism that he could, but they're not going to rush him back. They saw what happened when they did that against the Sixers. So we'll see. But like you said, Gabe Vincent's been very good. Jimmy and Bam have to play make a little bit more when Kyle's not in there, which they can do. I mean, they played those roles the last few years when Kyle wasn't on the team. But yeah, it would help to have Kyle against the Celtics, to run the offense against a defense like this and to have his shooting on the court. It hurts. There's no way around it. This team is better if Kyle's healthy. But you have to hope that Gabe, can continue filling in like he has been over the past few weeks.
Caleb. I want to see a lot of Caleb Martin in this series coming off the bench.
I think you will.
I hate to say this, but and I know I've been picking on him all year. I don't want to see Duncan. I think he gets exposed in this series right away. He gets out there on the court, and I think almost any of the 5 guys that are out there are going to somehow create havoc for him and problems for him. And I think he gets exposed in that sense. So instead of splitting the minutes between him and Caleb, I would like to see Caleb get all the minutes because I think his playmaking ability, his scoring, and his defense are incredibly important for this series.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this will be a Caleb series. This team has as many offensive weapons as the Heat has faced so far in the playoffs. They need as many good defenders on the court as possible. You put Duncan out there, Boston can hunt him out and take advantage. So I think Caleb, his length, his athleticism, his versatility fits with what the Heat needs against a team like Boston, who has Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, or Horford. We saw what Grant Williams can do if you leave him open. Marcus Smart. They have a lot of live bodies that you got to respect offensively, where you can't hide defenders against really anybody. So I think Caleb will be important. He'll play in the series. I think Duncan might get a few minutes, just like we saw late against the Sixers, where Spo puts him in there for a couple minutes, see if he makes some shots. And then the second half, he might not play if he goes 0 for 2 in the first half. You might see some of that. But I think Caleb will get most of the minutes in the back end of the rotation.
Bam Adebayo. All right, we get past all this crap about him becoming an offensive force and all that stuff. That's never going to happen. That's not who he is. Who's the best Bam Adebayo you need against the Celtics? Describe it.
One that could switch onto pretty much every Celtics player and guard him and stay in front of him, and a guy who could punish mismatch. Again, against a switching defense, he's gonna have some opportunities against smaller defenders, and when he sees that opportunity, he has to take advantage. You have to take advantage of every opportunity against a defense like this, where there aren't many, and Bam will have some mismatches against a forward or even maybe a Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year at times, and he has to score on, or at least draw a foul or be aggressive when he's in that situation. So I think that's the Bam Adebayo you need. You don't need him to score 35 points. He's not going to do that. You don't need him to take 20 shots. You need him to be an excellent defender, which we know he's capable of being, and a guy who's advantageous and takes advantage of opportunities when he can on the offensive end.
Let's hope so, man. An active defensive Bam will be a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
If they're able to accomplish that today. All right, follow him on Twitter at Anthony_Chiang. Catch his work there at the Miami Herald. Get some rest, my brother. Drink plenty of fluids. I hope you feel better. We will catch up on Thursday as we preview Game 2 in this series.
Thanks, so I appreciate it.
You got it.
Tonight.
There you go. Thank you. Yes, sir. We definitely will. Our head will be on a swivel. That is our Liquor Split Miami Heat and NBA report.